I'm putting on my top hat.
I'll get the feathers.
It's showtime. Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Redux, where we're trying to create the ultimate AFI list from all the movies in movie history, including the latest ones.
Ooh.
Especially after 2007, because that's when the last one was done, the AFI list.
Yes, yes.
But we're going back in the past. It's Hannah's first choice. And she's chosen?
Top hat.
Top hat. Now, you are saying that we're going to replace Swing Time with this one.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, we are.
Well,
But we'll see. We'll go through why.
At the end of the review, Hannah will tell you why Top Hat is
The superior choice.
on the list. Great stuff. Okay, let's just get on with the show. This movie was directed by Mark Sandwich, screenplay by Alan Scott and Dwight Taylor. It's based on a Scandal in Budapest, a 1911 play by Alexander Farajo and Alanda Laszlo. Produced by Pandro S. Berman, starring the great Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Cinematography by David Abel. Edited by William Hamilton. Music by the great Irving Berlin. Production was RKO Pictures. And it was distributed by RKO Pictures. The release date was August 29th, 1935. Goes for 101 minutes. And the budget was $609,000 and it made over $3.2 million back in 1935. Hannah, have you seen this movie before?
Yes.
Where did we watch it?
We own a digital Apple
Copy.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. You love Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Yeah.
Now, we have done Swing Time before, haven't we?
Yeah, we did Sing Time on the. It was on the
Original?
original list.
Oh, sorry, it was on the Redux.
Both the original and the 2007 updated version. It was on both. Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, and I've seen a few of those. I haven't seen all of those together, but I've definitely seen movies with Fred Astaire in them, and I've seen Ginger Rogers movies with separate. So I've got a bit of feel for both together and without.
Swing Time was 90 on the list, and it came a year after Top Hat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The elevator pitch. You are a famous dancer making your way to London to perform a show, and then you meet this girl who's living downstairs, and she comes up and says, "Stop making so much noise," and you fall head over heels for her, and hilarity ensues when she thinks that you're already married.
Yep.
Man, this movie is so good. Okay. Mark Sandwich. Sandridge.
Yeah.
Sandridge. Known for shorts, also The Melody Cruise and Cupid in the Rough. Wheeler and Woozy Hips and Hooray. And Cockeyed Cavaliers. And then he worked with Astaire and Rogers in 1933 with Flying Down to Rio. And then he did The Gay Divorcee, which we also own, I think. Yeah, we do. And then he followed it up with Top Hat.
Yes. I have seen Flying Down Rio. They're actually side characters in that movie.
He also did Shall We Dance with Astaire and Rogers as well, and Carefree. So he was a frequent collaborator. The screenplay by Alan Scott and Dwight Taylor. Alan Scott, again, a big collaborator with Sandwich and Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire, he had his group. Yep, he had his group, and he stuck with it. So the main cast is Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Edward Everett Horton, who played Horace Hardwick, which is Fred Astaire's friend and who's running the producer of the stage show. Mm-hmm. Eric Rhodes as Alberto Bedini. Yes. Helen Broderick, who she played in White Christmas. I think she played the The old lady in White Christmas.
Oh, like the one that helps the. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about. I don't.
She played the what's the word I'm looking for?
Not assistant. Like concierge. I don't know how you call it.
Yeah, well, she's in heaps of, and she was in Springtime as well. So she was a freaking collaborator with the guys as well. Eric Blore as Bates, another one.
Bates is a very funny character.
Yeah,
that
he's very funny.
exists.
And Lucy Ball's in this movie. She as the flower kirk, but she's uncredited.
That's cute.
That's cute. The production of Top Hat, so $620,000 to make. It started on April 1 and it finished by June. It was the first public showing was in July and then it premiered in August, mate. They turned these movies out very quickly.
I mean, that was the system.
That was the system. Dwight Taylor was the principal scriptwriter, the first screenplay written specifically for Astaire and Rogers. He worked with Alan Scott on the movie, and, you know, they had to make some changes. Hayes' office, which we've talked many times about on the channel before, had to change Berdini's motto for the women, the kiss, for the man, and the sword. Originally was for the men, the sword, and for the women, the whip. So he had to change it. That's the reason why it was changed. Irving Berlin, he did the music for this. Now, Irving Berlin, like...
You've heard his music 1,000 times.
1,000 times. Great American Songbook. Received numerous honours, including Academy Awards, Grammy Awards, Tony Awards. Presidential Medal of Freedom from Gerald Ford in 1977. Walter Cronkite stated that he would help write the story of this country, capturing the best of who we are and the dreams that shape our lives. He was born in Russia and made it all the way to America. He had so many great hits, including God Bless America, Ragtime Band, Blue Skies, Easter Parade, Putting on the Ritz, Cheek to Cheek, White Christmas, Happy Holiday, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better, and There's No Business Like Show Business. And his Broadway musical, This Is the Army, was adapted into a film with a similar name. So, what a legend. And some of those songs are in this movie. And so that's why this movie is an absolute classic.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just like his music shaped a lot of musicals. And so, yeah, it's just great to have him here.
Yeah.
I love him.
Set design. So in an Astaire and Rogers pick, set was so important. It was such a character in their films. These were Art Deco inspired. They took the largest share of the film production costs. And the wedding canal bit spanned by 2 staircases, bridges at either end. And Astaire and Rogers dancing across the flat bridge, cheek to cheek, around the bend over the bridge was located near the main piazza. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the fake Italy set was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
There was an iconic thing in this movie, and it was called the Feathers Incident. Hannah, talk about the Feathers Incident.
Okay, I have brought this incident up before, and it's probably like the most well-known story about this pair working together. And it comes down to I love Ginger Rogers getting her way. Is that the iconic Cheek to Cheek dance number has Ginger Rogers in this lovely, big, like floor-length gown that is just covered in feathers head to toe. And Fred Astaire hated this dress, hated it, because the feathers would, of course, while they're dancing, come off and just like fly everywhere. And when he'd spin her around, it would just go in his face. He hated this dress, but Rogers stood her ground on this. And I think it's actually probably the best decision, because the way she looks like a swan in this sequence. And also the power she would have, because that dress looks absolutely incredibly heavy in this scene. She had to have such strength as well. Fred Astaire was doing his work too.
So they used to pick the outfits together. She picked this outfit. He came in and goes, "Oh, are you sure about this outfit?" And then when they started dancing, he said, "It was like a chicken was attacked by a coyote. I never saw so many feathers in my life." According to Hermes Pan, he's long-time choreographer. "Feathers, I hate them, so that I can hardly speak. I never find happiness I seek with those chicken feathers dancing cheek to cheek." That's what he said.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. They got into a huge argument, caused Ginger Rogers to get into tears. Her mum, who was
Her mum is a big
was
thing.
always on set,
Yeah.
came in like a rhinoceros. This is the quote. Came in like a rhinoceros mother protecting her young.
Yes.
Yeah. And so additional night's work of seamstress has resolved much of the problem. However, careful examination of the dance reveals the feathers floating around as Astaire and Rogers are lying on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do notice it when you watch that scene. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, interesting. It's like it was
Yeah.
gonna happen, but again, I really think it's the dress. It makes that scene 1,000 times more iconic than it already is.
So 2 things after this movie, Fred Astaire and Pam buy Rogers a gold feather charm bracelet and put on the bracelet the thing that they said about the feathers, about, how they hate feathers and with those chicken feathers dancing the cheek to cheek. And then from ever after, Astaire called Rogers Feathers. That's all he called her for the rest of their time together. And then in Easter Parade, which he did with Judy Garland, there's a parody of that in that movie as well. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's a huge story.
It's very funny.
That's a huge story.
It's funny, and it's one of those like great stories you hear on set. Yeah.
So when we go through this movie, Hannah's going to go through scene by scene as usual, and then we'll talk about like the choreography and stuff like that.
Like the dance numbers.
So the great times that they had Hermes Pan and Fred Astaire. Okay, so it was released in Radio City Music Hall, which at the time was one of the big houses
deal.
where they released it, and it broke all records at the time in 1935. Ended up being the second highest grossing movie. The highest grossing movie of 1935 was actually Beauty and the Bounty, which we've already done on the first list.
Course. It's the big drama.
So that year, The Littlest Rebel in Old Kentucky, Roberta, The Crusades, Steamboat Around the Bend, David Copperfield, Broadway Melody of 1936, China Seas, Top Hat, and Mutiny on the Bounty. So there you go. That was the highest grossing movies. Critical response to this movie: Top Hat is the tops. That was the Los Angeles Herald. New York Times praised the film's musical numbers, but criticised the storyline, describing it as a little thin. I see that.
I say it's thin, but I would say it's still stronger than some other storylines that they did in the movie.
Variety also singled out the storyline as well as the cast. The danger sign in the story in the cast: substitute Alice Brady for Helen Broderick, and it's the same as The Gate of Orsay. Besides, with the situations of the two scripts, parallel each color closely, included Top Hat was one that you cannot miss.
Interesting.
In The Spectator, Graham Greene gave the film a generally positive review, describing it as a vehicle for Fred Astaire's genius. Couldn't agree more. But he did say the music and lyrics are bad, which is a bad call because it's some of the most iconic songs of all time.
Right, yeah, especially with Cheek to Cheek.
Yeah.
As that number.
Yeah. Reactions from recently: IMDb 7.7, Letterboxd 3.8, and Rotten Tomatoes on Apple, it says it's 100.
Yeah, same with Springtime as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love the movie.
People, just works.
That's good.
Well, I will say also, not many people go back and watch some of these older movies and have the need to criticize, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't really need to.
It was nominated for Best Picture, which was called Outstanding Production back then. Also nominated for art direction, original song, dance direction. Didn't win any of those awards.
No. No.
Winner of that best picture that year was Mutiny on the Bounty.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. Yes. Yes, as we went into, yeah.
Like some of the movies on that list: Mutiny on the Bounty, Captain Blood, David Copperfield, The Informer, Les Miserables, The Lives of Bengal Lancer, Midsummer Night's Dream.
Naughty Marietta.
Yeah. Good year.
Yeah.
Good year. Hannah,
Yes.
they've done stage adaptations for this show as well,
Of course.
including as late as 2011.
Yes.
So
Very cool.
there you go.
I think they're easily adaptable.
Yeah.
Some of these, definitely these older films. But yeah, definitely a movie like Top Hat.
And you can get this on DVD. It's part of the Fred and Ginger Collection, Volume 1.
Yes.
So there you go.
It can be hard to find. At least I know here, personally, very hard to find.
Every Thursday on the channel, we do a segment called Hot Take. And Hannah, what is your hot take for Swing Time?
Swing time. Okay.
No, Top Hat. Sorry.
Top Hat. Swing time. Top Hat. My hot take is actually the fact that, oh my God, we do really need the chemistry of movie duos. I think it's so important to have these in movies, and they can be like a driving force for a lot of people, especially when you look at this time. RKO have Fred and Ginger, finally, like, they're starting to do their picture by pictures each year, and Naughty Marietta, which I believe is MGM, that was MGM's movie, was the start of the Nelson Eddy, Jeanette MacDonald duo as well. We're talking about two actors who are great, who just have amazing chemistry, work together, and can do the same movie over and over again. And I find that nowadays we don't, when something hits, we don't run with it. We just it goes away for some reason. There've been like some great chemistry happening in different like TV shows and movies, and then I just don't see these two people working together ever again. Like it's crazy. I'm like, oh, people really like these two people. Why aren't they in another movie? Like it doesn't have. They don't. It's crazy. Like how well I don't love it, but the Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell chemistry thing worked, and we're not getting another one of those. It's weird.
I think
it's
the
crazy.
biggest thing is they don't want to be a Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. They don't want to be Fred and Ginger.
But I think, yeah,
they don't want to be Fred and Ginger. They don't want to be compared to that.
The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah, they don't want to be compared to that.
I think it's just,
and
I think it's bad because
the thing that really works with this movie is that I don't think they have much chemistry as when they're not dancing and when they're not singing.
I think they have chemistry because they hate each other. This is chemistry for me.
Oh, that's you think hate's chemistry?
It's chemistry better than two people that just stand in a room together and do nothing. Like I found that this is why I choose Top Hat over Swing Time. The Swing Time feels more like Fred Astaire's vehicle for his great, like it has great dancing moments, but the chemistry's not there. Ginger Rogers is like almost like a damsel in that movie, and like you could say she's a bit like that in this, but she's got her great, like very comedic moments. Like especially there's a bit where she tries to kind of seduce him into saying that he's cheating on his wife, which he's not married, and he plays along, and she's like, God, she's frustrated. And Ginger Rogers was this like not only a great dancer, she was a great comedic actress. Like there are her other films, like there were some questionable titles, but she was very funny in her filmography, and she was a good actress. And I know people like, I don't want to get bogged down, but I feel like sometimes people get lost when you don't have that person, because I feel like a lot of people are getting lost in the thing or in the source of it, and we should come back together. We should have duos that come together and then split apart. I think it works.
I don't think people want to get typecasted like that. I really don't.
Well, I think we're poorer for it.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting good chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, I don't want to work with that person again because we'll just
Oh, I don't
we'll
think
do
it's
the
that.
same thing
I
over
think
and over again.
they're trying to find the perfect vehicle for them to make it work again. But these guys, they just kept churning him out. They saw it as a good thing, and they just kept churning out.
But then actors have no problem being a duo with the director, and then doing the
true.
same movie over and over again, and then no one questioning why they don't really act well without them.
Because directors make movies. That's what they do.
It's true, but it's
They can turn a bad script into a good movie. It's really hard for a bad director to turn a good script into a good movie. It is. It's it is really different.
It is different. All right, I get you. But I still think we need more chemistry duos instead of just, we should force the real chemistry into the rooms instead of trying to make fake chemistry happen because it's just not going to work. It's something magical. And back in the Hollywood system, when they had an idea, they ran with it for as long as they could. And then, people could go on and do whatever they needed to.
Yep. This movie has so many pop culture references, including La La Land.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, when he hosted the Oscars, he did like a dance up with like Beyonce and started off with putting on my top hat, tying up my bow tie. So, amazing. This movie is brilliant. Let's get on to Pete and Hannah's review, and let's go to Scene Breakdown, brought to you by Hannah.
That's what we do. Well, we meet our good friend Jerry, the American dancer. He's at a gentleman's club in London where silence is kind of enforced among the men, so everyone's keeping very quiet. Mr. Hardwick, the producer, arrives to meet Jerry. He tiptoes into the room, trying to be all quiet. Him and Jerry leave, but before they leave, Jerry then takes this moment to just loudly tap dance and disturb everyone. Very, who's going to stop him? They go back to Hardwick's apartment in London, where Jerry gets to meet Bates, the assistant, who hangs around and has a weird relationship with Hardwick. It's actually quite funny in a weird way. But Jerry is secretly in London as Hardwick's kind of oh, I'm keeping you a secret until the show's ready, blah, blah, blah. It's it's a weird way of saying, you're not here, so don't go around spreading that you're here at the moment. So the secrets begin. And so Jerry ends up staying the night with them. Jerry and Hardwick, conversation turns into Jerry actually tap dancing and singing, loudly around the room because he can't help himself. That makes the downstairs neighbor, Dale Tremont, furious. She goes upstairs to confront the noise. Jerry apologizes to her, saying he can't help dancing. She brushes him off and goes back to bed. But Jerry isn't finished. He is smitten with the woman and softly taps with some sand to help send her to sleep, which also ends up putting him to sleep and Hardwick to sleep as well. The next day, he buys all the flowers he can to send to her under Hardwick's name. Dale is heading to the stables, and that's when Jerry manages to hijack her horse taxi. She realizes it's him due to him rhythmically tapping on in the carriage. And, she lets him keep driving, despite the fact he has no idea what he's doing. As he says, as my mother said, with women and horses, you just let them guide the way. She lets him keep riding, but actually has a little bit of a smile on her face, about his persistence on seeing her. They reach her destination while she goes out riding. It starts to rain. She finds shelter, and Jerry manages to catch her again. They are stuck waiting for the rain to stop and end up having a lovely dance together. This is like the chemistry we're speaking of, the way these two dance, they just work so well together, and it's like they're fighting off each other's energies. And I always find that when different to Gene Kelly, where I feel like it becomes an extension of him, like this big ballet sequence. When it's Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, they're kind of working together as a pair tapping alongside. It's really interesting to watch. When Dale arrives back home to Alberto, who is her business partner who makes all her dresses, said he wants her, we got to go to Italy, and she's like, no, I'm gonna stay. I've met this great guy. Dale is quite smitten with Jerry. However, he does not know his actual name and refers to him as Adam Hardwick. She just made up the name Adam. She just found that. But when she receives a telegram from her friend, she finds out her friend is actually married to Mr. Hardwick. So when she inquires about, Hardwick downstairs, she thinks Jerry is a married man and ends up slapping him right in the face. Dale is just angry and hurt and wants to go to Italy just to confront her friend with the truth that, her husband is sleeping around. Meanwhile, trying to understand, Jerry and Hardwick are talking, but end up hiding Jerry from management because Jerry's in London in secret. Hardwick sends Bates to watch over Dale, hoping to smooth things over without causing some sort of scandal or controversy. So Bates ends up being like a little secret spy. Jerry and Hardwick have to go to the show where Hardwick's wife informs him about Dale being in Italy. That's when Jerry's like, we gotta go. Send me on the next flight. Let's get there. We'll be back by Monday to finish the rest of to do the rest of the performances. So Jerry heads out to perform, and this is when you get Top Hat, guys. Jerry performs Top Hat and tails for the audience with all these other dress performers backing him. And there's this really amazing sequence where they're all lined up and he uses his little cane and he performs the sound of different weapons for the use of tap. And it's just so clever and fun. And every time I see Fred Astaire, he does something really unique with something, whether it be like a coat rack or a broom, and he can just make it into a dance partner. It's such a fun, unique sequence. It's very well done. So in Italy, Dale tries to inform Marge of Hardwick's Marge of her husband cheating on her, and she actually just brushes this off, saying, interesting. My husband? No. Okay, we'll see about this. He'll always come back to me, kind of thing. She's like, I don't believe it. When Hardwick and Jerry arrive in Italy, Dale runs off so she doesn't have to see him. Jerry and Hardwick actually manage to get the bridal suite. Hardwick is worried about his wife. Hardwick is actually worried about his wife finding out about his endeavors. Like, he has his own, secret, meetings he's had. So he's, kind of suspicious as well. But Dale does try to talk to Jerry alone to make him confess to cheating. Jerry actually plays along with her. And she ends up furiously storming off again. And Jerry just is so smitten that he wants to marry her. That's all he needs. He's like, wow, this woman, she's so crazy and I love it. That's what Jerry's into. Jerry goes to the dinner meeting Marge and Dale. Marge actually makes out that it's okay for them to go off together. I love miscommunication. Because the way they have to just write the fact that none of these people are going to say each other's name and they're just fluent. They're just like, yeah, you two go off together. Oh, Marge, she's such a great gal. It's just these weird conversations where no one actually says Jerry's name in any point in time. So this is when Dale and Jerry go off dancing together. And this is where you get the beautiful cheek-to-cheek number, the feathers. Oh, It's an incredible sequence that, yeah, she looks like a swan. It's beautiful. It's graceful. These two are meant to be together. It's that romantic dance number you'll see anywhere. But Dale can't be with him. She just can't be with a married man and leaves in tears. Dale runs into Antonio and decides to marry him so that Jerry will stop pursuing her. Jerry and Hardwick are told to give up their suite for a married couple. And so they go to meet with Marge wanting to talk to Dale, only to find out she's married to Antonio. Marge says how upset Dale is about what Hardwick did to her. This makes Jerry and the rest realize that Dale mixed up him and Hardwick this entire time. Jerry comes up with a plan to take the room above the bridal suite to draw attention. When Antonio goes to investigate, because he goes straight to murder, because that's how his brain works, Jerry climbs down through the windows to talk to Dale alone. She agrees, and they go for a lovely gondola ride. Antonio confronts Hardwick. Marge ends up stopping it. The trio set off to find Jerry after Bates tells them that their boat had drifted off to sea. Jerry and Dale are happy together. Sing this lovely, weird number called the Piccolo. It is such a really fun dance sequence that uses the water of the gondolas.
So good.
It is a beautiful...
Ginger Rogers' best moment in this movie.
When she's singing at the table.
She's so charming. She's so charming.
She owns this scene. It's actually quite lovely. They're happy together, sing the piccolo. The trio managed to make it back after their boat actually got lost at sea for a bit. And then they all go up to the suite where the truth is finally revealed. But, there's a little problem that they're married. But Bates says he pretended to be the minister, so they're not actually married. So Antonio and Dale's marriage is false. And then we get to see the pair of Jerry and Dale dancing off together once again with the gondolas in the background. They're wearing these coats, like Ginger's wearing like a thick coat, like how cold it is in this sequence. It's, and then happily ever after dancing together.
What's your favourite dance or song sequence in this movie?
Dance sequence it's definitely Cheek to Cheek. Like when I look at that moment, it's like I love my favourite moments in a lot of movies, especially romance movies where they dance, is the big dance number. Like Beauty and the Beast, like the ballroom sequence is my favourite bit. I mean, just like having these two people come together. Usually it's not. I'm usually like the happy-go-lucky song bit, but that feather, her dress and the way she handles herself, Ginger Rogers is so great in this scene. That's why I prefer Over Swing Time, because I think Ginger is a big key to why this movie is so great and why these two work together.
Okay.
You have a
reasons to that this should make the list.
Reasons to? This definitely needs to be the list because a Fred and Ginger movie should be here. They're iconic musicals, especially of the time period. The great choreography, the tap, the musical numbers, la la la.
And this is your opinion that this is the best of the 10?
This is the best of the 10. It's the most iconic of the 10. When you think about it, no one immediately thinks of Swing Time. You might think of the first dance number they do together, but the Cheek to Cheek number is way more iconic. Him doing the top hat and tails bit, like even the Lovely Day scene where they're underneath the little, while it's raining, like this whole movie is just it's the bread and butter of like their best work, and it's just every one of those movies are good, and yes, some of them are played out, but this is the best, the creme of the crop, the best chemistry, some of the best dancing, perfect.
Reason it shouldn't make the list.
Reasons it shouldn't. I can gather that Swing Time has the great dance numbers, though there is an outdated dance sequence in it that I think, sometimes when you have outdated things, we should send them to rest and come back to them later.
You don't need to say more. This is the perfect reason why Top Hat should be on this list.
And musicals deserve, people give them gunk now, but musicals were a big thing to Hollywood and I think they deserve the chance to be on this list, no matter what.
Are you surprised it never made the list?
I actually am. I feel like Swing Time over Top Hat is still crazy to me. You know, no one ever brings up, if people bring up Fred Astaire, I never hear Swing Time over Top Hat. I find it strange.
Would you buy this on Blu-ray?
1,010%.
Would you watch this movie again?
Yeah.
And would you recommend people to watch this movie?
I do. I do.
And rating for this movie?
Ooh, you're hurting my soul. Me personally, I'm gonna give it, like, this is one of my favorite musicals, so I'm gonna give it an all-time classic.
That's perfect.
Though I do see it being a little bit, because yes, the storyline of miscommunication, but I think when you have miscommunication and you write it into a comedy, it works.
Well, that's a perfect way to end this episode. Swing Time is out. Top Hat is in. So our list has started.
Yes.
The replacements have started. Hannah, my turn next week.
What are you going to pick?
Well, as a celebration of someone having a new movie starting soon, I'm going to go with a Steven Spielberg movie that should have made the list, and I'm going Jurassic Park.
No. I almost started singing. Yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So that'll be next week on AFI Redux, Jurassic Park, and I'll tell you why it is going to make our list next week.
Interesting.
Leave a comment down below if you ever have watched Top Hat. Do you think it's better than Swing Time? So let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Or maybe you like one of the other 10 movies they did together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of choices.
Honestly, there are a
But
lot
they
of good
definitely
ones.
have to be on the list.
Yes. The iconic Hollywood duo. So.
That's my lovely co-host, Hannah. Long live cinema. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.